In the market of sailing boats, the category of the Cruiser-raicer is probably the most popular in the world. It represents a true compromise in that they are boats that are built to suit both families and racers, even high-level racers. So, the manufacturers of this kind of boat have made several models in their range, some of which are a bit more extreme than others. The 42, built by Salona, the boat that we're going to show you today, is the most extreme model in the racing world. Let's go and take a look at its characteristics. We get a glimpse of this extremeness when we jump on board, when we see it from the outside, because it's a boat that, compared to the other models by Salona, has a very limited beam. This 42-footer is just 2.82 meters wide. That's only one of the aspects that defines its propensity towards racing. Even more interesting is the work that the shipyard has done to optimize the boat according to your needs, especially for those who love to sail with the IRC regulation or international ORC regulation. This means that the shipyard offers by default or directly from the factory the solutions that optimize both the sail plan and the appendixes for one of the two regulations. As with all Salona boats, the 42 is the project of the Jacobin brothers. However, currently the shipyard has started collaborating also with Maurizio Cossutti, a designer who is well acquainted with the tonnage regulations. Hence, the targeted optimization directly offered by the shipyard act on the sail plan and bulbs according to whether ORC or IRC racing is preferred. The boat has a traditional polyester sandwich base and a steel web embedded in a fiberglass structure, and it also has the possibility to be made infused with vinyl ester resin, or an even more extreme version called IBC, or infusion carbon balsamic. Infusion for the laminate, basalt for the construction of bulkheads, and carbon shaft and rudder. This version has an improved weight since approximately 600 kilograms were saved, and it's a boat that's fully equipped for high-level racing. The whole conformation of this project states this propensity towards racing, towards action, towards sport, and it can be seen starting from the deck. The deck is fully developed to maneuver. It's wide with a huge cockpit. This obviously sacrifices the internal area a bit, which usually happens on smaller boats. We can see that the ends of the boat in this area are completely free. A bench has been foreseen here, but in fact the steering is quite advanced, and the entire cockpit launches a wide spoiler section that's completely free, but which can be used by opening this door that gives direct access to a very large peak, which in turn gives direct access to the wheelhouse. There could be protection here so that material could be placed, but remember, this is a more sporting-oriented boat. The wheel is large enough. You could have a larger wheel too, since the excavation of the compartment gives the possibility of having larger wheels. We will see then if it's needed during the navigation test. The column is printed, and as we see, the mainsail is in a position to let the mainsail trimmer work quite comfortably. Even the mainsail winches are advanced. The main sheet has a German setup, and even these are set up in a way to let the mainsail trimmer work comfortably. The benches are long, and that allows for the full crew to work well. There's a nice distance between the winches of the Genoa sail and the winches on the deckhouse. There are two nice-sized peaks under the benches, and we can see that the one on this side easily contains a large inflatable. Then, if we go towards the entrance, there's space for the console, from which all the maneuvers are sent, and then they arrive directly to the mast. In the typical Salona tradition, the decks are always comfortable because the deck house is sporty. They are traditional deck houses, quite narrow with fairly vertical sides, and this offers many advantages. First of all, they improve the internal comfort. But above all, they keep a lot of things inside, such as the moors, that in this case do not include the inner chain plates that the rails of the Genoa sheet so as to have an inner fairlead. However, this also facilitates walking on the deck. From here, you can see that the manoeuvres are partially collected, passing under the compartment containing the spray hood and arriving at the cockpit. The deck house breaks off here in front to allow it to integrate a skylight with a particular shape and an interesting design. There's free space here in front. The bow is equipped with a sheet winder drum placed under the deck, a sporty control station and a large anchor peak. It's unfortunate that, as often happens with Salona boats, the entrance doesn't allow us to stow items because, well, it's a wee bit narrow, but it's quite deep and has a lot of chain. Given the shape of the hull and deck, the interior is a little more sacrificed than the classic cruiser of this size, but they still offer many different versions that are perfectly suited to any type of use. The interior has 4 different setups. The base, which is the one we're presenting today, is perhaps even more preferable because it has a dinette with 2 cabins and bathroom, with another bathroom at the stern. 2 versions with 3 cabins and 1 bathroom, with a bathroom at the stern and at the bow, up to 3 cabins and 2 bathrooms, and so there's something for everybody. The kitchen is the classic L shape. It's quite large and has 2 working areas. It's a bit down the flange, but the adequate storage space is there. There are high shelves and then 3 drawers. There are 2 refrigerators, a deep well refrigerator here. The opening is a bit small, not very comfortable because it's hinged. And then there's another smaller one that opens vertically under here. It doesn't do any harm in the sense that it gives more space to the refrigerator, even if it does take up some of the storage space. The course plotting is a fair surface with a good size and has a small ledge that can also be used as a handrail. The compartment to stow the maps is inadequate, it doesn't have a lot of room. The space for electronics is okay. You can mount the plotter here, but in this case the owner has chosen to mount it in a central location so that it can be seen straight away. The dinette has been set up in a traditional way with a relatively long L-shaped sofa on the left and a completely linear sofa on the starboard side. The table is large, a wee bit unstable. I might have preferred it to be a little shorter in the front, but this uses all the seating area. The cabins of the standard version have a good livability. They highlight the spirit of lightening the boat because there's a lot of exposed fiberglass. However, they have a good level of livability. The cabin reserved for the ship owner is at the bow, and it has 2 versions, one with a bathroom and one without, so it has a large surface to allow for this option. It has good storage space, a comfortably sized bed, and 3 skylights for ventilation. The cabin at stern has good storage space and gives the possibility to have 2 beds that are slightly separated. The bathroom is one of the reasons why I particularly like this version. Just look at this environment. Remember that we're talking about a racing boat. The toilet is large and the shower is just as big as the one at home. It's enormous. There's a large wardrobe that opens here, and we can keep all of our linen in here, and then there's a door that gives direct access to the after peak. With a starting price of approximately €170,000, the Salona 42 is in line with the direct competition. But given the type of boat, almost every ship owner will look at the options list to make it even more interesting and more competitive in the world of sailing. We've seen how the Salona 42 is the most extreme boat in the Salona range. It's been designed for performance, and we're very confident that it will satisfy owners who want to optimize and make the boat more competitive as possible with all the options and possibilities offered by the shipbuilders. However, at the same time, it's a good solution for those people who love completely furnished sporting boats with fully rated performance characteristics.